Hey guys, on the Soy Sass and welcome to today's Smokers Panel Live. It is Saturday. A few things though. First of all, I would like to invite anyone who is interested in translations to rehost my videos. Okay, so if you speak Mandarin, your main thing is to translate videos and stuff like that, or like or even Japanese or whatever, and you wanted to rehost my reviews and videos, and by just putting subtitles on it, contact me and we can work it out. Okay, so if you want to start a channel to rehost some cigar stuff by simply just changing the subtitles on it so that people in your region can watch our show, contact me. Okay, don't just do it without me, because I have I does go on and check who are using my video and delete, right? So just let me know, work something out so that I can actually give you the rights to those videos to do that, so that I don't delete them or I don't strike them. All right, so contact me if you are interested in subtitling my reviews, my videos to Mandarin or Japanese or whatever, for your local people to be able to share this information. Let me know. All right, let me know. Okay, so that's one. So many things to address. It's Saturday. I don't know. I've been thinking about a lot of stuff, because now the Shadow Smokes Legion ITS has officially entered Taiwan, and I think a lot of people does enjoy it. It's time to share that knowledge. I think that one of the problem with people in the Asian region is that they've been smoking cigar a certain way for so long. It's really hard to break out that mold, right? That there's a mold, there is a shape, there is a wall that that is beyond what this hobby should be. That is this hobby should be smoking, be your friends, chatting, collecting, yes. But there are like a level up from there that is you have to be upper class to do that. You have to be people of the people. You have to be like somebody to do that. And I think that perspective will have to be somewhat fixed, somewhat changed, to improve the whole hobby. I think world will benefit from it, because cigar has such a stigma to the world, where it's bad for you, it's tobacco, it's blah blah blah, and that kind of stuff. It's due to education, in my opinion. It's due to education. So the only way to fix that is further educate other people. People don't want to learn about this. Okay, normal people don't want to hear people say, "Hey, cigar is fine." Nobody wanted, no one want to hear that. And you see, I'm looking into the sites because I'm checking, make sure everything's working as it should. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't. What am I gonna do? So let's see. Actually, I should just click on this, see if that works. Should I do that? No. Yeah, the video's not showing. Hold on a second. Ooh, I hear myself. Just gotta go to the page. Okay, so it's working. All right, so let's continue. So I think it's because a lot of those stigma and education, every school, literally every school, you start school and it's got to start with yeah, I know. Okay, jeez. Sometimes you got to skip the part that you don't understand. So every school, when you start, they tell you tobacco is bad. Anything, just the simple word smoking is bad. They don't say anything else, just smoking is bad. But somehow everything else is fine. Sugar is fine. Charred food is fine, barbecue is fine, fried food is fine, but smoking is bad, right? It doesn't tell you any other thing. They don't tell you makeup is bad for your skin. They don't tell you that, right? They don't tell you that, you know, but then the rest of the world has always have that push for education, right? Like they tell you gotta eat. But the other side says, if you eat animals, you're killing animals. What the? If you eat too much vegetables, vegetable has like, you know, pesticides and stuff that's gonna, everything you do could be wrong, could be right. There's always any of those, right? There's a lot of those. So I think step one to change the situation in Asia about cigar is education. And there's not many people that are willing to make videos about cigars in Asia because there's no money in it. There's no money in it, right? And there's too many regulations. But if you translate, it doesn't hurt. So yeah, if anybody want to translate, that will be an educational thing. You just translate. Then your video will be fine. Okay? All right. So today we're smoking the Macanudo Emissary France. Macanudo Emissary France. I literally went upstairs and I walked right back down. I still forgot to take my cutter downstairs. So I'm going to use the other cutter, but I still did forget. I'm in a lot of pain because when I came home yesterday, I decided to cut off a tree. Now, being very stupid, I didn't really watch the angle where I cut the tree. So I cut to a certain point, and I was gonna turn the front to cut an angle so the tree can fall over. But I already cut so much in the back that the tree started leaning a certain way. And my saw got stuck. The saw is in the tree, and the tree is landing onto it. And in order to get the saw out, the tree will have to lean towards my house, which will break and fall to my house. In order to get to get the tree to release the other way, I had to cut more the other way, but my saw is in the tree. So I did eventually find another electric vibration saw, which is just small saw, and I used it to start trimming it off a little bit by a little bit. And while I'm trimming it off, I am holding onto the tree, not let the tree lean over, which is futile. The tree is very, very heavy. The tree is beyond heavy. And I was holding the saw and then put it down, hold this two tree like this. And I was holding onto it like that so it doesn't lean towards my house. And I have to kind of lean towards the part which my electric saw is holding onto so it doesn't lean that damn way. It doesn't lean that damn way. So eventually, after a few attempts of trimming, pushing, I was able to get the tree just miss my house and fall over. And yeah, and today my neck hurts, my shoulder hurts, and like I felt like when you watch like Captain America, there was one part where he was holding the building and a helicopter like this. I was basically doing that, but like this way. Yeah. So yeah, my shoulder hurt a lot. Anyways, today we are smoking Macanudo Emissary France. They made this in Honduras, and the wrapper is Ecuadorian Habano. Filler is Brazilian. Actually, binder is America, so broadleaf, right? And then filler is Brazilian, Dominican, and France and USA. So, which kind of weird because Brazil they say Arapiaca, and then Dominican is Pioto. USA is broadleaf, but France it doesn't say what it is. Oh well. Smoking a Paturo VAXO pair with a Carmisi 1886. You should have YouTube videos of beaver chipping wood, so they have sure. You know, I know I had to do the angle. It's just that when I was cutting the angle, it got stuck there. You know, it was just ill-timed. Okay, friends, Toro is 6x52, MSRP, $16. It's very oily. Let's see if I can show it. Like it's very very oily. Like that. Here we go. See that? It's oily. It's oily. Not as crazy as the other cigar I was smoking the other day. Can't remember which one. That was really greasy as well. But this one is still greasy. This one is a little bit better. Not as greasy as I thought. I think that was a DND or something that I was smoking that was really greasy. But this one is not too bad. It's greasy, but it's not like you can tell when a cigar is toothy, and that kind of greasy is not the same as like you can feel on your hand, kind of greasy. So, Agonos, I live Connecticut. I would say just pretty standard. Connecticut are usually pretty standard. Especially Agonos, I leave. They just use a what is perceived more premiumly, but still tastes pretty okay. I mean, for Connecticut, Hey, Steve. Let's see. Hey, Jesse. All right, let me get this pen off. I can't get this pen off because I can't find where the pen is. Here we go. All right. There you go. I don't know if this is supposed to be like a landmark or something about Friends. I don't know how Friends look like in terms of landmark, so can't do much about that. All right, let's cut this and smoke it. In terms of the smell, it's oaky, is wood barrel kind of smell. It's a nice wood smell. Here we go. The cut feels weird. It's like solid. Mm. Ah, okay. There is this chili pepper taste right when you put your mouth on it. It starts to like, it burns a little bit. It's like a chili pepper burn. And it's very oaky. Earth. Not bad tasting earth. It's almost like you have a little bit coffee ground mixed with some dirt. So it smells good. It has aroma, but it's dirt. You can tell it's dirt. I would say it's like a topsoil kind of dirt. It's complex. Okay, hold on. I get a little bit of lemongrass. Leathery. You know that combination of the dirt taste with the like little bit of coffee ground, it kind of makes it taste like some sort of like what is that thing called? Who's this? I don't know who this is. Hold on a second. Who's this?
It's Robert.
Hey, what's up, man?
Not much, man. I was gonna tell you I'm smoking a midnight twist today. I got Romeo and Juliet midnight twist. Have you had it?
Yes, I have. It's the barber pole.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, not too bad. Like you're calling me while I'm doing the live right now.
Oh, shit, yeah. I forgot that you. Yeah, all right.
All right, I talk to you. This is what happened. Let's see how that hang up. Here we go. That's weird. So yeah, it's got that mixture tastes like a coffee bread or like a chocolate bread, cocoa bread. That's what it tastes like. That's pretty much it. I think that's a lot of taste for a cold draw. That's actually not bad. That's actually not bad. I like Bradley Chunk. It was strong, short smoke. You know, I have one. I don't need. I haven't even smoked it yet. It's such a short smoke. I haven't find time to smoke that. But let me get this down first. Do. All right. Ooh, the let up. All right, I'm gonna. This is a rough let up. Oh, there we go. Let's see who joined. Good evening.
Hello, hello. What's going on, everybody? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when it's Saturday night and you got a cigar and a good drink and some people out there to hang out with.
Did you say it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood?
Yes, it is.
He said it's beautiful day in this neighborhood.
I had that too. Yes.
Wow.
It seemed like it took a long time for this time to get here.
What do you mean?
I don't know. It just seemed like waiting the smoke on the live chat just seemed like it took a long time to get here. And then it's weird because I'm getting ready at 7:30 thinking I'm going to have plenty of time to get here on time. And I still end up getting here late, no matter what. So what I think I need to do is maybe come out here at like a half hour, maybe like at 7 p.m. my time.
Well, if you start at few minutes beforehand, just sit there and start smoking, it'll be fine.
Well, here's the thing. And I don't know if anybody has this problem, but I have this problem. Picking a cigar to smoke. Okay? I mean, because when I smoke on the chat with everybody out here, I want to pick hopefully a cigar that people have smoked, and a cigar that's of course I'm going to enjoy and like the flavors and stuff of it, and it's gonna last long enough so that it will last me the entire episode.
I feel like majority of cigar will be last. It'll be able to last you.
I hope so. I am smoking a cigar by Foundation Cigars. I think it's called the Wise Man.
They recently changed the look of it too.
The Maduro. I think this is the new one.
Yeah, I think so.
And I'm trying to look at this is I can't. Am I on the camera or what? Am I on there?
Yeah, you're there.
Okay.
I can see you. Turn the cigar a little bit. Just turn it
this way
towards your middle finger. The other way. The other way. Keep going. And a little bit more. Stop. Too much. There we go. That's the band.
That's the band. And I tell you what, I was talking to some of my friends in the cigar world out there, locally by my house. I don't go to the cigar lounges as much as I used to. And a big part of that is because I have my own cigar lounge right here, my smoke hut, my smoke tent. Okay. And I usually go to a lounge only if they're going to have an event.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, and I just started talking to those guys about uh, cigars and stuff. We're going over brands and that kind of stuff. And you know, we always you think about the big brands, the heritage brands,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Oliva, uh, uh, the big brand Drew Estate. Um, who else is out there? Partagas is out there. Relatively new, but a big name in the cigar industry is Placencia, but they're pretty new to making cigars, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I mean they're well known for having excellent tobaccos. Oliva, of course, and you know we start talking about the so-called boutique brands, the boutique brands, like Foundations. Believe it or not, Espinosa.
Okay.
Okay, um, and I'm saying, you know, I don't consider them boutique brands. I think those guys are powerhouses. I think their cigars are. I put up their cigars up against anybody in the big brands. They have some excellent cigars, and I started thinking of the smaller brands, the so-called boutique brands, and uh, man, I tell you what, these guys, without them, without the boutique brands, the industry would be in trouble. I believe that. These boutique brands keep the cigar industry going. It forces the big brands to continue to be consistent with their cigars, continue to put out a good product, uh, uh, because they have to. They have to. They have to maintain their core line. They have to maintain their production. Unfortunately, because of taxes and stuff, whatever, and for your particular state, it hurts us. It slows us down. You know I haven't bought as much as I used to. I don't buy as much as I used to. I'm more selective in what I buy. I'm more choosy in what I buy. Uh, when I'm going to a certain brand, I'm looking at a certain cigar in that brand. Whereas before, oh yeah, I'm gonna grab one of those, and grab one of those, and grab one of those from that brand, and not worried about I got to get this particular cigar from that brand. Okay, so I mean that's my little runoff on boutique brands. I think they're really underrated. They're hidden gems out there, and if you get a chance to pick up a boutique brand, and it's something different, some maybe a brand you've never heard of. You know, give those guys
I
a
see
try
boutique
because
brand
they're
a little bit different than you did.
trying to make money out there, trying to make a business out there.
I
But
see boutique brand a lot different than you do. Like when I think of boutique, is anyone that's not the big family, okay? Not the big family. We'll talk about you know, like the Fuentes, you know. You can't mess with the Fuentes,
Puente,
right? Yeah, like you
Puente,
know, so you
yes,
have that. And like AJ. AJ is definitely not boutique. All right.
exactly. Man
Right.
is right.
And Rocky Patel, I think is a borderline. He's like the same area as like Perdomo, where like they are
Yeah,
they are like family but boutique. Like they have something that would be considered as
that's
boutique,
you
but they
know
are big enough,
that's
right?
you know that's a very good point you made there. Perdomo, Rocky Patel, big industry, uh, uh, big in the industry. Not they're a big industry, but
Mm-hmm.
they're big in the industry, well known, make a lot of cigars, different.
But in comparison to the big ones, they're far apart, right? Think about that, right? So if
But
they are not those big ones, I consider them as boutique, but they are not boutique. They are boutique that's growing up to a certain point, right? So you have
see,
adult and you have okay. So you have let's say gray scooter and adults, teenager and adult. Let's teenager and adult. Between teenager and adult, there's like this really awkward period. You know, 16, 17, 18. That really awkward period. I think some of the brand are in that really awkward period where they are big enough to consider not boutique anymore, but they start operate as boutique. Right? So for me, if you're not as big as Fuente, if you're not as big as General, if you're not as big as like Oliva or
well, when you say General, you're talking about a brand that there's an umbrella for a whole bunch of other brands.
Right, but you gotta understand this, right? General Cigar does not have the heritage as any of those brands. General Cigar is one company. I consider that one company because none of those company has the heritage. They don't have the Cohiba is not real Cohiba.
Well, that's a debate. There could be the Cohiba of of course not
So
of
you
Cuba,
think so you're thinking any of the Cuban that ever worked in Cohiba, started the Cohiba brand, works in General. So for cigar, we talk about this. Like, okay, for cigar, it's mostly a family business, mostly, right?
Right.
So when they have 50-year anniversary, 150-year anniversary, all that stuff, I consider that a celebration of their family. But when your brand is purchased, that family no longer gets to celebrate that because that is not part of them anymore. Even for now, if you tell me that Camacho celebrate 150-year anniversary, I'll be like, bullshit. Camacho no longer owns Camacho. Avo no longer owns Avo. Right? You don't get to celebrate that heritage. You don't have that heritage. That's not yours. You didn't go through the start of this brand. You didn't go through the hardship of this brand. You didn't go through the success of this brand. You bought the end result. Right? Part of gas and all that stuff that, basically General Cigar bought, none of their business. They bought the brand. They bought the brand.
I get that. You have a valid point there. You have a valid point. But
think about it this way: does the founder of McDonald's still celebrate McDonald's?
The founder of McDonald's still celebrating McDonald's? No. No. The
Why not?
original, no. He does not.
Okay, so why not? Because it's none of his business anymore.
He's right. It's not his business anymore.
His family's not involved. All right, let's twist that around. Does McDonald's celebrate Speedy?
No.
Okay, here we go. Why not?
I think, well, okay, so you got, so you're looking, you got the separation there.
Right? There's a cutoff somewhere between the connection and current, right? So once the cutoff is done, okay, so if you say Drew Estate want to celebrate, I get it, because somebody from Drew Estate still works there, even though they sold it. So they want to celebrate his heritage? Okay, fine. Because somebody from that family still works in there. Right? But if nobody from that thing, it has nothing to do with it. It's just a company with a name. So that all that company that General owns, pretty much that's what it is.
Yeah.
And in theory, General controls all the operation on there, just like Davidoff controls everything below, right? Camacho, Alvos, and stuff like that.
And like STG too, STD, right?
Yeah. So it's like that, right? So those, I consider that as one brand.
General Cigars.
Right? Like just for example, like Fuente, you think A Fuente, Fuente Opus, they are one brand. Right? You wouldn't think that they're separate brands.
Right.
Who is the oldest that's still going strong in the U.S.? The Fuente is one of the oldest, I think. Right? Fuente is one of the oldest. All the other one, I don't know when they start, so I'm not too sure.
Isn't Newman one of the oldest too? J.C. Newman?
J.C. Newman, well, J.C. Newman didn't get into cigar until later.
Well, no, because J.C. Newman started making they're
Perjon,
really
I'll
big.
probably got it right. I got one of them. Perjon is pretty old. Perjon is pretty old.
Okay, but J.C. Newman was really into the machine-made cigars until he made an agreement with Fuente to do the hand roll for him, and he would help market the Fuente cigars in the United States. That was the original agreement.
Yeah, but they still have control of the company. So
yeah.
So yeah, oldest company, cigar company, still operate in the U.S. is J.C. Newman Company, founded in 1895.
Okay, that was a good guess for me.
So there, that's one company. But like all the other, the thing is that when I look it up, nobody said Cohiba's oldest is pre-embargo.
You know what? I think that's. I'm tired of that term.
Pre-embargo.
Pre-embargo.
It's an important term because anything pre-embargo is a separate family than post-embargo.
Why don't we forget the pre-embargo? Why don't we just say? I don't want to. I might get into a political problem. I don't want to say the word. I don't want to say it. I don't say it.
But how do you?
Look at the guy that took over the tobacco in Cuba. I ain't gonna mention his name, but we all know who he is.
Okay.
Why don't we call it that?
Pre-Fidel?
Okay, yeah. So look at if he would have never done that.
No, because I don't see it like that. I don't see it like that because
he took over that business away from the people.
Okay, I get that. I get that.
So I mean, I don't know what came first.
But I hate to tell you, without that happening, you won't have all the nice boutique today.
Wait, say that again. If without that happening, we would not have what?
All these nice boutique brands today.
Because
those
disagree.
people ran.
I think it would. No, I think it would have evolved, and I think you would have. I think you would have more. I think
because
you would have more.
If that didn't happen,
that would allow them to travel.
No, because they will have no reason to travel.
Yes, the U.S. is a big market. North America is a big market.
Okay, nobody will have ran to another place to say I'm gonna try to grow it here because I couldn't do it at home.
No, they wouldn't have. They wouldn't have said it because they couldn't do it at home. They would have said, "I'm going to expand."
Right, but here's the thing, right? All that many years, why do people get really into Cuba tobaccos? All the other places are tobaccos.
Well, look at we know why because our president at the time.
No, not before that. Prior to that.
Prior to that, hey, look at I am sure those Cuban cigars were in the United States prior to that.
Well, I know, but why not? Why not Nicaraguan? Why not Dominican?
They weren't there.
Exactly. If you don't give them a reason to run off with some seeds and go somewhere else, they have no reason to do that. They won't even have to do that because they don't want to give up their farm. They don't want to give up their work. They bet their life on this. Put their life on the line to run. They put their life on the line to go to another country and start a new one. But if there was no problem, nobody will want to do that because it's very risky. It's impossible.
No, I don't know about that, Tony, because those people from Cuba, they were traveling back and forth to the United States. They were establishing businesses.
Right.
However,
Right.
however, there was the elite people. It was the elite people. It was the people that had money. It was the people that had businesses. The regular person was not coming to the United States, okay? But the people that had the money were. They were traveling back and forth.
No,
They
no. Let
would
me
be
let me
the
ask you
one.
this. Let me ask you this.
Ask away.
Val,
Yes.
starting tomorrow, would you move to Spain?
Starting tomorrow, would I move to Spain? I would move to Portugal.
No, would you move to Spain?
Would I move to Spain? Starting tomorrow.
Would you move to China?
I don't think I would move to China.
Why not?
Because it's hard to find housing there.
Oh, so that was the only reason?
That's a big reason.
Given that there's housing there, there's plenty
Given
of house there.
Based on I have to see what the cost of living is there.
Oh, see, you wouldn't have go to some place without planning or without having a reason to go there. If they don't have to move to a different country, they will rather stay in their home country. Everybody does. Everybody would rather stay in their home country. There is soil. There is place to plant tobacco. There is place to make tobacco. Their living is based on tobacco, right? They would have thought, you know what? Let's take everything we got. Let's go to another place and work our ass off, right? Like the Pajon did. Let's just go there and work and the hammer, to work in a manufacturing and not manufacturing, construction to make some money so that I can start a farm. They only did that because they had no choice. And without that, pushing them says, you need to get out there because you own a farm and it's going to get taken over, they would have never left. Because I wouldn't. I have a farm. I can make tobacco. I do very well here. Why would I go to somewhere place that I don't even have a citizenship to?
Well, yeah, and there you go.
Right? So without that happening, yes, it's a horrible thing to happen. But we're blessed with all the other different kinds of cigars because they realize that they can take the sea and go plant somewhere else.
I still think it would have expanded, but maybe not at the rate.
You end up expanding a much, much wider range of Cuban cigar, and that Cuban cigar will still be just Cuban. Yeah, the family will still own those brands, and the big brand will get bigger, and probably nobody will have ever thought to start a smaller brand because the big brand will just eat them alive. Think about that. My father's cigar, I will say, is no longer boutique either. My father is pretty big. You can find my father pretty much every shop possible.
I'm sorry, Tim. I missed what you're smoking. What are you smoking?
I'm smoking the Macanudo Emissary France.
I was tempted to smoke the Emissary today.
The cold draw on this thing is very complex, a lot of different flavors. But once I lit it up, it's like mostly earth, mostly oak, and not much going on right now. I'm hoping that it ramp up because I did taste a lot of things when I take the cold draw. Like even the chili pepper kind of died down. So we'll see.
Yeah, okay. So like my cold draw on this, I thought chocolate and maybe coffee and some kind of a fruit. Maybe a cherry or something like that. But when I lit it up, I'm getting pepper, woodsy, maybe a light leather. Yeah.
So anyway, let's go back to that topic again, right? So you don't like the word post pre-embargo. You don't like the word embargo.
I don't.
Okay. How about prohibition?
prohibition.
Without prohibition, we will never have the alcohol today.
No, we would have alcohol today, but it probably will not be as good.
Yeah, you wouldn't have all those amazing barrel aged, nice sherry, double oak, triple oak, that kind of stuff. You would never have that. Your whiskey will still be clear.
No, I think somewhere along the line, somebody would have said, "Hey, where'd you put that stuff we just distilled? Oh, you know what? I couldn't find a container to put it in, so I put it in that barrel."
Or you wouldn't be a char barrel.
Well, it'd be a beginning.
Right? You wouldn't even know. The only way they find out is to get rid of the alcohol outside and they put it in the barrel. That's how they know they can age it. All that stuff, whatever happens, for the worse, for the better, has created the luxury we have today. Even though it's bad, we should appreciate it. Appreciate history brought us to today. A mistake had to happen for something better to happen. You know what I'm saying? I mean, those are the time that reminds us those things are stupid, right? Banning alcohol, stupid, right? Banning specific regions, cigars, really, really dumb. Okay, but it got us where we are today, right? So, like, you know, I hope some people realize that later on. It's like, you know what, putting all this restriction to cigars, stupid. It's like I realize how stupid it is. Taiwan has against like laws for cigars. It's retarded. Like some of the laws are freaking retarded. Like people got fined for having a cigar less than 2 feet or 2 meters away from the cash register.
Oh wow.
How dumb is that? I just saw somebody's post, like they like one of their friends got fined, and some of the stuff on there is retarded. Like, okay, one of the things they get fined was all the labeling is not the same font or same size. Same font and same size? What, our grade school? It's dumb to get fined for that shit. It's dumb. Just for displaying cigars, that kind of stuff. They do everything to get rid of cigars. So I'm glad that US don't have that kind of dumb law. We have some dumb laws, but I'm glad that we don't have those kind of dumb law. Anything and everything to prevent the store from operating, rather than telling people to use wisely. Right? Choose whatever you want to choose. It's freedom. Choose whatever you want to do, but use it wisely. Use it responsibly. Okay, fine. Right? We made that choice, and we'll use it wisely. We'll use it responsibly. Yeah. But they don't do that. They make the business hard to operate, so the business will die. Well, here's the thing. Some business will be able to follow it, and hopefully that business will eventually come around. But yeah, it's dumb. It's dumb. This cigar is, please give me some flavor. Yeah, it's just oaky. Kind of light. Smoke output is pretty good. Burns are a little bit okay. Monte Cristo Barnstorm. Barnstorm with Barnstorm whiskey. I have no idea what that is. Never heard of it. Moonshine is still shitty. Nah. Some moonshines are kind of nice though. It depends. Like, you know, the fruity ones are still kind of nice. I don't drink moonshine, so I feel like moonshine is just gonna get you drunk really quickly. Yeah, this thing, it produces a lot of smoke, which I'm pretty sure it's gonna, because it's really oily. But the flavor is not there. We'll see. We will see. We'll see. But going back to cigars, I feel like in terms of boutique, Here's what it is. I feel like the non-boutique, the heritage brands are more stabilized, and they might release 1 or 2 things in a year to kind of get you interested. And the boutique things tend to have more other cigar, new stuff coming out, and they have to do that to keep you. But then so everything they make is less volume, lesser volume than those big shots, and but then they have more variety. Because they still try. I think they still try to find a way that continues to keep people interested. The thing is that the non-boutique, the heritage brands, they don't really have to advertise. You'll buy them.
Yes, you're buying them. They're already established, they're well known.
Right?
They're there.
If you go to a shop and
consistent.
they have like 10,000 different brands, you know you can go to My Father's, you know you can go to Ashton, you know you can go to Oliva. They always taste the same way, right? You know you can go to Fuente. You know you can go to Perdomo. Perdomo only have so many things, right? You'll buy them. They don't have to advertise. They don't have to come out new things. They don't even have to compete. I don't care if aficionado ever put them on the list, because you know what it is.
Hola, Martin.
What up?
Why are you lighting up, Martin?
What's up? I didn't hear you.
What are you lighting up tonight? Oh, Padron. Here we go.
Something good.
Celebrating.
Hey, wait! Before I light it up, we want you to know this is boutique night.
Yeah, I heard you. I heard you earlier talking about what's boutique and what's not boutique.
Like boutique is still trying to make a name for their family, and I think here's the thing, right? I think
But this is boutique.
that's not boutique. Padron boutique. I think Casa Carrillo has officially, to me, converted to a heritage brand.
You think so?
I think so. The moment they named it Casa Carrillo, I think they already passing down this thing to a.
Oh! You know how many casas there are out there?
I get that. But before it was EPC, it was Perez Carrillo, it was him, right? But now they have enough production. He's like, our name's already, and it's not like he never had a brand that's big enough. He had a brand that's big enough, right?
Yeah, but
he sold that brand.
I think, okay, that's fine, Casa Carrillo, but I think that some of his stuff, he should still keep it as EP Carrillo.
He is. Casa Carrillo is the brand, but the cigar is still EPC. Because those cigar is using his names. So it'll still be Perez Carrillo. Do you understand? Like I don't think they're doing Casa Carrillo La Historia. It's still EPC.
It's Carrillo.
Well, yeah, still.
Yeah, I think those are the name of the cigar. They're not gonna change.
I get it why the name changed. I get it, but
because he's pretty much passing down to his daughter now, and in order to expand that, now it's a family, it's casa. So in my opinion, I feel like they has been out there enough, right? Especially like they know guaranteed they have a sale every July 4th now. Their sales gotta go up every July 4th because of the Pledge of Allegiance.
Because of the allegiance, yeah.
Right? I think that they are big enough to say that they are one of those family on the way to that level. Right? They have passed that awkward stage of teenage. They just entered. I wouldn't say that they're that big right now, but they entered that path to be a heritage. Right? Because part of that heritage is history. Right? It's history. And that history tells you that they have a heritage. Sometimes they change name just because something goes wrong within the business, not saying that's what happened. Yeah, I get that, but I'm pretty sure, all those companies are LLC and limited liability. So I don't think that's gotta be why they changed the name, because Change your name really costly. Changing your packaging, change your name, and it's like a reboot almost. So it's a risky move than just to fix a problem.
It's a big financial stressor.
Right. So there's a lot of things involved. I'm pretty sure part of that is to restructure shares within the company and all that stuff. But if you enter that stage, you'll try to expand your company to even bigger. And even possibly to have investors. That's what I think. I think that's what it is from my years of business experience. I think that's what it's setting up for. It's setting up for a bigger corporation. Is setting up for a possibility of investors, that kind of stuff. Okay. All right. Here's a band. Is it even different? Maybe it is. Still a Macanudo band though. So
it's like the gold. It's like a gold band, right?
It's like a gold with like a watermark kind of thing, like oil on top of water kind of thing, like lines. That's pretty much it. But yeah, there's a reason why French tobacco is not that famous. I think it's not crazy in terms of flavor, but that chili pepper does kind of hit the spot a little bit. But yeah, I think a lot of companies are looking to expand, looking to do better, especially with cost of tobacco, selling tobacco is going up. By having a more expanded portfolio, you can diversify that cost. Like, okay, how does Walmart make so much money?
Also, they buy in bulk and they sell cheap.
They buy in bulk and sell cheap, but not only that, they diversify their portfolio. They sell everything cheap. So many things are cheap, and they make little but sell a lot of them. Right? So for cigars, if I can expand my portfolios and make a lot of it, and many small things, right? I will make a lot less per one. So I say I eat the cost. I eat half the cost of the tariffs, but I make a lot of it. I make a lot of different kind of it. I will be able to offset that cost. So they might have a sub brand, believe it or not. I think that they might come out with a sub brand, like a lower brand, because I think that's what they did with the Essence. It's a cheaper EP.
It's less expensive.
Yeah, you're right.
Right? So it's very possible that they can come out with a separate, smaller handle of a brand and continue to expand that. Right? So instead of that EP, you just call it Essence. The whole brand can call Essence. Instead of Essence series, now it's Essence. And I here's the thing: Espinosa, I think, will stay boutique for a while, even though they have a lot of different stuff and it's very popular. I think they're still boutique. Right? There's a lot of boutique out there, but from boutique to heritage, a long way to go. They have to set the history. They have to be able to live in people's mind when somebody walk into a shop. Right? Like almost like Cohiba. Somebody says cigars, you're like, oh, cigars? Isn't that a brand called Cohiba or something like that? Yeah, like that. You had to live in there. It had to live in your head. Even if you don't know cigar, it had to live in your head. And once you get that point, you have succeeded. Right? When I'm reading like mangas and comic and stuff like that, I see people smoking cigar, they put Cohiba brand on it. Even my wife can recognize it. Because it's there. People recognize it. Recognition is very important. And people recognize that Cuban Cohiba band. Nobody recognized the Cohiba band Red Dye in the US.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no history behind it. At least not. Around the world is what, Silencio? It's not Cohiba. And like they can't even, I think they can't even sell that. So, you know, in order to export the cigars out of the country, there's 3 or 4 big companies that exports New World cigars, right? They can't even do Cohiba because all the other world uses Cohiba, right? The rest of the world use Cohiba. American can use that Cohiba. So they can't even carry Cohiba. They had to carry the Silencio version.
Americanized brand.
Right. I haven't even seen the Rubicon in Silencio packaging. Because I went back to Taiwan, I was talking to my friend. I was like, hey, you should really try this Rubicon. They're like, I've never heard of it. There's no Silencio one. I can't even sell it here. I can't even take the Cohiba and sell it here. Right? I can't even import that one and sell it here. Because what? Because Cohiba owns a trademark somewhere else.
True.
Right? You can't take the American Trinidad and try to sell it in Taiwan. Because it's already a Trinidad.
So Cohiba wouldn't even, if the embargo, or what do you call it? If the thing was lifted, Cohiba Cubans couldn't be able to sell here.
I think there's got to be a huge lawsuit once if they allow it. So that's a problem. So I think in order for them to continue, they really probably would reverse all their packaging to Silencio because that is already been trademarked around the world. It's better to do that than fight the Cohiba brand because you're never gonna win against a Cuban Cohiba. Wait, hold on. I'm trying to read this. This just in the U.S. government will not allow cigars to be 2. You have to smoke skinny cigar. Then sir only. What? I don't get it. What's going on?
I don't know. I'm just chiming in.
There was a new news. Is there news? Too fat? What? You're saying that like lunatics got lose business? Wait. When was this? Let me see. Just in? This is still Grand Toro. How fat is too fat though? How fat is too fat?
I think too fat is anything bigger than the 60 gauge. Actually, 54 to me, but.
Well, an inch is still not too bad. It's bad, but not too bad. I did not see that news. I'm looking for the news right now. I did not see that news. I did not see that news. Where did you see that news?
I just saw something on Halfwheel that said, Habano's essay confirms prison laborers are rolling cigars, Cuban cigars.
Hey, if they can do it and shove some nice stuff in. All right, I'm joking because they're telling military guys that cannot be fat. All right, I can. This is one where like I have to be like mutual about it. Like I get it, it's annoying, but I get why. I get why because well, some fat people are really athletic, like football players. But when you're in a war, you want people in the best condition, right? You don't want people to run and halfway through say they had a heart attack kind of thing. I'm not saying like, hey, here's the question, how fat is too fat? You know, I have friends that are like 300 pounds and they are very athletic. They're sluggers playing baseball, right? So they're athletic. But if you tell them to run, it cannot be too fat. I was in the military, you need to be in shape. Yeah. So you agree that you have to be in shape. Now, if you're in shape, you cannot be too fat, right? The word is too fat. Like, they're not talking about fat. They're talking about too fat. Now, too fat is like, all right, if you're 600 pounds, you're in the wrong industry. right? Right. So I guess they had to define that line. I think everybody who want to be in the military should be. And I'm pretty sure there is some positions that doesn't really requires the physics to be out there. For example, you can be a doctor or nurse, whatever, or operating digital warfare.
No.
No?
You still have to go through basic training and pass the physical. It doesn't matter
okay.
what MOS.
Okay. Let's say you pass the boot camp. You're able to operate to that capacity, but you're like 400 pounds.
Yes.
I probably prefer that you work in a digital warfare or nurse or something like that.
Yeah, but the bottom line is, and everybody knows this. Push come to shove, you are no longer a computer operator. You pick up a rifle.
I get that. But like you say, push come to a shove. You got to get to that point. Look at law enforcement. Many of them are too big, and now some could be medical, but they should be in shape. I I can kind of agree with that. Again, the term is too fat, and I think if I see a police officer in the upper 200 pounds, I'm okay with that because I feel like whatever they carry is heavy as fuck. So I'm okay with that. Now they're not gonna be able to chase somebody's running, but they can operate. They can drive them and drive a car and then run into them. Yes, right. So it's like a football team, right? You got some people that's skinny, some people that's big. But again, they have to be fit. But when I say fit and of shape, it doesn't necessarily mean their weight, because some people can be in shape with weight. I agree with that. What I don't agree is the one that driving the standard is fat orange pedophile. Leading by example is the way. Well, if you get to a specific age, it's really hard to keep shape, in my opinion. All right. If you're eating McDonald's every day and a Coke, that's very hard to keep in shape. But but I think like it has to do what you're doing, right? I mean, America is so easy to get fat. Living in America is so easy to get fat. You can be homeless and fat. So I can't deal with that. Like I can't say that whole everybody needs to be a certain way, because I get fat simply for just 3 weeks of eating, and then I had to go for 3 weeks of not eating just to keep this size, right? And I had to go for 3 months of not eating to get to the usual size you got to see me in the past, right? So that's a decision. But I think as police officers, I'm okay seeing upper 200s. 300 might be a little bit over, but upper 200, I'm okay. If you have problem getting to the police cruiser, that might be too much. But like I thought, like the police department, they like when you have nothing to do, there's gym in there or something like that. No,
I think so.
So
yeah, they have an exercise room.
So disciplined when you work your body. Yeah, I agree with that. But like if you're 70, 80, 90 years old, I don't think you should be working out, because you might just break a bone.
Should just be doing aerobics,
right? I think after a certain age. Okay, why is Asian live so long? Why does Asian live so long? Because after a certain age, we know to not do shit.
True that.
You do less and just sit there, you're gonna live longer. Right? This is when you go to those monk and stuff like that. After a certain age, they don't go like kung fu anymore. They just sit there. They'll last longer. Okay? Everybody's body part has a finite amount of use. If Tony outruns you, then you know you're out of shit. Hey, I can run. When I was younger, at one point, I was in the track. So that I can run when ice come chase me. But I no longer have to run, so I can get fatter. I can run, I can swim. But if you ask me to lift like 300 pounds, no. Okay, if you ask me to lift like 660 pounds, it's hard. All right, I have trouble lifting the bar, the deadlift bar, alone without any weights on it. I have trouble on that. Okay, I don't like the way the grip is. It hurts. Okay, I can. If you ask me to lift dumbbells, 50-pound dumbbells, I can do that. But the bar, a little tough. But I learned not to overexert yourself to a certain point because your body is not meant to do that. Now, if you have always been doing that and your body can handle it, that's one thing. But if you stop doing that, different story. At 50 years old, when I was 18, they said I could not join the army because I was a child. I had asthma, and even my age 18, I had not had an attack for a year, and they still say no. Well, it's like a just in case, right? Can you imagine if you had an attack during the training? You know, the last time I went to a gym for 1 hour, I puked when on the way out.
Yeah. That's your body like saying, "What the fuck are you doing to me?"
Yeah, I puked on the way out. So I can be fit by not eating, but I'm not gonna be fit going to the gym. And I'm not gonna lie, I love the time when I'm healthy and fit. I can do whatever I want. It's great, right? But you know, I'm at my age. I have to follow what Confucius says. Don't do shit, and you won't have to deal with shit. Don't do things that gonna send you to the doctor. Then you won't have to see a doctor. All right, so I can't do that. But you know, I'm still doing basic things like, you know, walking. I walk upstairs and downstairs. That's a lot of walking. Now, Martin is wild right now. Martin, once upon a time, you don't work out.
True. That was true.
But a body that moves keeps on moving. So once you go on a trend of workout, you actually don't feel good when you don't work out. I just want to stay my seafood diet. If I see food, I eat it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I need to follow my religion. When is the last time you see a Buddha that's skinny? In order to become the Buddha and find enlightenment, I need to fatten myself up. Martin turns to run away from ice.
I don't have to run away.
Here's the thing, right? Martin's English is so English that he won't have to run. He just turned around like, "What's up, bro?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "Yeah, he's white inside. It's okay."
Howdy, officer. How was your day today?
Let's go have some donuts. Nobody knows what Buddha looks like? Oh, come on. Everybody knows what Buddha looks like.
Yeah, Buddha's fat.
Buddha's fat. Buddha loves to eat. In fact, Buddha died from eating. All right, for those people who doesn't know, Buddha died from eating a mushroom that he shouldn't have, and he actually died from explosive diarrhea.
Oh, those mushrooms.
Because he can't stop eating. They're all different, and they are all fat. There is no skinny Buddha. I have Buddha statue at home. There's no skinny Buddha. There is no skinny Buddha. They all found enlightenment. And here's the thing. When they died, they did die skinny. But mine is the most famous one. All right? Every Buddha had to go... every Buddhist, at the end of their journey, they find enlightenment, they stop eating. So they can mummify themselves naturally. So... But before that, they eat a lot. So they have plenty of food. And here's another one. Everybody think Buddhists tells you eat vegetation, right? They don't not to eat meat. But there is no rule saying that they can't eat meat. Buddhists can actually eat meat. They choose not to. You can actually eat meat. You can drink alcohol. You can eat meat. There is no like testament says that you cannot do that. They just choose not to. Buddhism is a lifestyle. Similar to veganism, but you know. Some Buddhists actually smoke. I'm not sure if cigars, but they actually smoke. I'm pretty sure the Buddhists in New York does smoke grass. So it is what it is. Yeah. So Val, how's your cigar right now? You're like 1/3 the way through.
Yeah, it's kind of stayed the same. Still, I got a little pepper on it. Leather, wood. That's
Leather,
the
wood.
predominant taste that I'm getting now. Yeah. I thought at one time might have tasted a little green pepper.
Green pepper?
Yeah, a little green pepper, like not raw green pepper, but not fully cooked.
Not
like,
green pepper, but not fully cooked.
Yeah, like not a raw green pepper, like you just get a green pepper and you slice it and not the kind that is I mean, there's a couple of ways to cook it. You can boil it, you can steam it, you can fry it, I guess. So it's kind of
like a semi-cooked pepper, similar to like a steak bomb.
It's got like it's a pepper taste with a. It's hard to describe, like a little pepper crunch.
Because I tend to taste red pepper, like the red bell pepper, not so much as green pepper.
Yeah, maybe I'm assimilated more to the green pepper because I eat more green peppers than the red or the yellow or the orange ones. But
the red pepper has a little bit of sweetness to it, just a little bit.
Yeah. I'm smoking the 1964 Maduro.
Maduro.
Oh, okay.
Little Presidente was asking.
Little buttery.
Buttery.
The last straw. Little buttery.
Sounds like a decent cigar.
It does.
And this is but the one that I smoked in the past, it does not taste like. I remember the taste is totally different.
Maybe they have changed. I have not smoked. I don't think I have smoked a lot of the newer ones. But I don't remember a green pepper in there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, pepper, leather, woodsy, maybe creamy, maybe like a creamy, little, really light creaminess to it.
I know that both of your cigars taste better than mine. Mine just leather, earth, maybe some star anise, and a little bit of chili pepper. And woodsiness. That's it. It's not crazy complex like when I first take the cold draw, which kind of disappointed me a little bit.
Yeah, the cold draw for me was different because I thought I tasted like a coffee note, a little chocolate note, and some kind of a fruit, maybe a cherry or plum or something like that. More cherry than plum, I want to say, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna light it, but the cold draw is totally different than once you light it up and you start smoking it. You get a different At least for me, I'm experiencing different flavor notes on it.
Let's do a debate on certain things. I had a online debate earlier today. We're talking about push carts. You go to shopping, right?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you push cart. When you push it to your car, sometimes for whatever reason, you don't return the car to the car return place.
That bugs the shit out of me.
Do you always return it? Do you have a time where you don't?
No, I always return it.
Mm-hmm.
I
What about
always
you, Martin?
return it.
Depends on how far away the cart return is.
Oh, you little chicken shit. You little chicken shit. Look at it's like this. And I did this. I did this yesterday. I went to the store with my wife. And this guy took the stuff out of his car and left a cart in between his car and my car.
Oh, I'm not okay with that.
I don't do that.
What I'm talking
And I said,
about is
hey.
people who left it on the island or grass.
No.
I do that on
No.
the curb, parked on the curb.
No.
Yeah,
No.
I do that.
No. No.
The thing is that I feel like, okay, at certain time, at certain point of some people, it's okay.
No.
But hear me out. Because
Fucking
I
quarter,
feel
that's a
like
huge
it's a
quarter.
job. No, because I feel like it's a job, and when you take away the job, someone's gonna lose their job.
Well, wait a minute. What's the job?
The job, there are people hired just to sort those cards out.
No, the job is to collect those carts from the appropriate area designated to put those carts in.
Nope.
That's
Nope.
the job.
No. They are to
That's
collect
the
the
job.
car
No,
all
no,
over the
no,
whole entire
no,
parking
no.
lot. Or else you don't need 8 hours a day to do that.
Hey, look
No,
at.
they are to go fetch the carts. Doesn't matter where they're at.
No. You go fetch the carts where the carts are supposed to be in the appropriate collection stand.
I get
I tell you what, I have ragged people about that. Hey, you can put your cart away. Oh, you're gonna go shopping and leave your car right there?
No,
You know what I
but,
do?
But let me finish.
I grab the cart and I put it behind their car.
Let me finish this, okay? Let's say everybody put their car in the correct spot, and it's that easy to just move it back. Do you think they need to hire 2 or 3 people to do that?
No, wait, I'm talking about the cart stalls in the parking lot.
Right. Do you think it takes 2 or 3 employees to do that?
No, it takes one.
Right. So you're taking away 2 people's job.
No, you ain't taking away 2 people's jobs.
Majority of places have 2 to 3 people stitching the cars.
Hired to do that. You got one person hired to do that.
No. Majority of people places I see have 2 to 3 people.
No, because I've heard at Walmart they say any available associates will need to do cart return.
Right. Okay. Let's say everything was cleaned up.
Yeah. So now you're pulling that employee away from their designated job to go clean up a goddamn parking lot.
No,
That's
because
a
they're
bunch of
time.
bullshit.
No, but they're
up
asking
right
for
now.
people that has time, right? There's people that has time.
Fired up.
No.
So what happened when you work in a shop and there's nothing to do?
Hey, then there's nothing to do.
They send you home.
You know what I call it? No, you don't send you home.
They do send you home.
And then you go home and the shit they do, who's going to do it?
No, because there's nothing to do. It's sort out.
No, they ain't going to send you home. You know why they're not going to send you home? They're not going to send you home so they don't have to do anything in case something shows up.
No, but that's the thing, right? As let's say you're Walmart. As a Walmart owner, do you think that they don't know people put cars all over the place?
Yeah, okay.
So they do know, right?
You know
They
what?
do
You know what Walmart should do? You know what they should do? They should do the same goddamn thing that Aldi does. Put a quarter in that cart.
People are okay with paying that quarter.
They can keep that fucking quarter.
Right. Keep the quarter.
Hey.
But let me say this, right? So for whatever reason, right? They should know that's the case. That's why they hire for those people, right? But let me put out another scenario, right? Do you think a 90-year-old should be pushing those cars back to where it is while it's raining?
Yes.
Do you think someone's on a wheelchair should do that too?
Look at if they got the strength to go inside the goddamn store and push that cart and buy, did you telling me they didn't got the strength to put that cart in the correct parking cart stall? I don't give a shit if it's raining or snowing. No, they can do it inside. They can do it outside.
So you're saying that there should be no exception.
I'm talking men and women, equal opportunity.
But okay,
everybody.
you're saying no exception, no elderlies, no disabled, no pregnant lady. They should all push their car back.
Hey, if they can push it inside the store, they can push it back outside the store.
Then shouldn't that handicap should not have a closer parking space because they can walk into the store, they can walk back to their car.
They do. They do.
Yeah, so handicap should not have a parking spot.
They do. They have a parking spot. They got a.
No. I say that they shouldn't then because they can walk to the store. They can definitely walk the distance to go back to their car.
It depends on the handicap.
Oh, now you're saying it depends on the handicap, but you're saying that if you can get into the store, you can get out.
Hey, look, I'm saying this. If you can push a cart inside the store and push that cart outside the store to get to your car, then you sure now can walk an additional feet to push that cart to that parking cart stall.
So if you can go to shop in Walmart and walk into Walmart, you can walk back to your car, no problem. Why do you need a handicap spot in the front of the store?
Well, what happens if you got a leg injury?
Well, if they can go shop, they don't need that leg, I guess.
I agree.
So there should be no need for any handicap spots.
Let me tell you something. And I argue with my wife a lot when I go shopping with her because we have the handicap part because of my vision.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She automatically starts looking for a handicap spot. And she passes up wide open. I said, why don't you park right there? But we got the handicap cart. I said, so what? There's a spot right there. I said, somebody else might be able to use that handicap spot. I said, I'm handicapped. I can't drive. I can still walk. I can still walk. I can still push a cart. Yeah, I may bump into an aisle every now and then, bump into a pole, hit a couple of people, but I can still push the cart.
On purpose.
Now, here's the thing. Here's how I see it, okay? Here's how I see it.
Okay.
I push the car back, and there are a few times where I just paid the guy to take the car. I was like, here's $2, take the car back, right? There are a few times I do that. But I wouldn't get angry if a pregnant lady pushed her car to her car, put the stuff in there, and left it to the island. So it's not between cars. So it's not in front of the car, not between cars.
Why? Why a pregnant lady? Because she's pregnant?
Yes.
Hey, look at when they drove across the western United States in those goddamn wagons. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? They dropped the kid. Do you think they stopped and say, okay, we can't travel anymore because I'm pregnant or I just had a baby? You know what? Hey, you either get in the cart and let's go or you stay where you at.
Okay, in my opinion, okay, because I handle some corporation that have this kind of insurance. They have hazard insurance in the parking lot.
I would too.
They have what?
Hazard insurance in the parking lot.
Hazard.
Okay, why? Because they don't want people to get hit by cars. So they buy insurance for their workers to push cars around in case they get hit by cars. Okay, which means it's quite dangerous for someone, let's say, visually impaired, to push the car back to the location. Or someone that's somewhat disabled, try to, limp their way to push the car back. Because not everybody have a personal shopper that's gonna go help them to shop.
Okay. I'm sorry, Tony.
I can understand certain people have to do that. And a lot of time, I actually prefer it because when I walk out of the car, I have a car to push right in.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I appreciate your point of view and probably that's your stance, but no, I can't.
There's no right answer for it.
I'm gonna tell you what else bugs the shit out of me. These people park their car, they get in those scooters, they drive all over the goddamn place. They drive it back, unload their little
but sometimes their parking spot is not necessarily near a cart return.
No, hey, they're strategically located. They're within walking distance.
They're definitely not where I go sometimes. And here's the thing, right? Let's say you push the car over there and somebody's waiting for your parking spot. Now you just drag out the time for the traffic to move.
Hey, then that's the way it is. That's the way it is. You wait. You wait for that parking spot to open up.
And yeah, you're right. There is order online now, but they cost more. Our president, you're right. It costs like 20% more. Not everybody can afford that. But like when you say you help the lady yourself, our president, you know, you could just you could push the car back to her for her. But I wouldn't blame her for not being able to push it back. What I get annoying is some people that put it between the cars or in front of the cars. If they put it on the island, I'm okay.
It's not put on an island. What do they put? What happens when they put it out? They push the cart in the walkway.
No, I'm not saying those are okay. I'm saying that if they put on the island, stop the car from moving, I'm okay.
Yeah, I do that.
No, I'm sorry.
But if you put it in front of the car, between two cars, behind somebody's car, now I have issues. But you make the effort so that the car doesn't go everywhere, I'm okay.
I'm sorry, man. I'm going to be calling you guys out, man. If you guys do that shit.
I either put it on an island where the car's not going to move, or I'll put it in the cart return.
So
I'm the lucky guy here. Okay, I'm the lucky guy here
question.
because whenever I go shopping, I bring my wife. So
Okay,
what she will do is
okay.
she will bring the car back. I'll drive her over to pick her up.
Oh, okay, Marquis. So you leave that cart on the island, right?
Or the cart return.
Wait, no. Let's say the island. The cart return. No, cart return is fine. You leave that cart on the island. You go into the store. You park your car. Oh hell! You know what? I'm going to use that cart right there on the island. You're going to go to the island and pull that cart to go inside the store?
Yes, I do that.
No,
never been in that situation.
you're thinking about it. You ain't going to do it.
I do that. I do that.
Been in that situation.
No, there ain't none of those situations. Either you do or you don't.
I do that though.
I have not, because I have not noticed one on an island to use.
Oh, okay.
I go to a place where the cart at the store is always gone. So when I see a car, I just take it. How about if a pregnant lady is with her husband, they could leave the car anywhere. Again, if they put on the island, I'm okay. I'm not going to go yell at them.
I am.
But, like, you know, because that could be just her husband's an asshole and she had no choice.
That would be me.
But if my wife is pregnant, I'm not going to make her pushing shit.
No.
Right? I should be the one that's pushing.
Never,
wink, wink.
Regardless, I would never let a woman push a cart if I'm with her.
I will let my wife push the car back to the spot and go pick her up. And that's what we usually do. But, like, you know, some people are very passionate about this, like Val. Very passionate about this.
I am.
Blood pressure is raising, man.
Yeah. I personally think that's getting...
It bugs me. It bugs me. I can't. I call people out. Hey, can you put that car back? Can you put that car back? No.
But that's the thing. Like, I feel like it's people have a job because there's a need. If you take away the need, there's no job.
Don't create a job.
Okay. How about this? Val, do you recycle?
Yes.
Do you separate the cans, the paper, and the regular trash?
Our recycling, you can put paper and canned products and that stuff in one container. You don't have to have separate for paper, separate for cans, separate for this.
Okay. You know that when they go to the trash place, a lot of times they just dump it together?
True.
Yeah, but I will tell you,
but let me finish. So you do know that, right? But you do know that, right?
No, I always thought they have separate facilities.
Because they have a person that sorts the trash.
Okay.
They have a person that's watching the trash going down the thing and then sort out the things that they can't do. Because a lot of time, even recycled boxes are not meant to be recycled.
Okay.
Right? Some box has wax over it. They can't recycle those. So they have to pick it up. So what you're doing essentially is still, because there's a need, there's a job. If everybody do it perfectly, that job is gone. Right? So what I'm thinking is this person has a job, it's a hard job. We should reward them for it. They better get paid good. But it's a job, it's a need. So I don't want to take away the job. I'll make it easier. And I think pushing the car back to the car return It's a courtesy.
You're actually causing more work.
But then there's a war that when there's work, and if there's more work, there's a need, and that means more people get hired to do that job.
No, because look at what they're doing at cash registers.
Oh, it's not politics. It's not politics. I'm not getting into politics.
Well, I'm just saying, look, I do not go to I do not go to self checkouts. I do not do it.
I don't do it either.
I don't care if I got to wait 10 people in line so I can see that person. I will wait.
I like to do it with the person.
Okay.
I like to do it with the person because I feel like a criminal when I'm doing it myself.
I don't like doing it because I'm thinking I'm using this automated machine to self checkout. Somebody job got lost because that machine is
exactly
there.
That's a job. If you take away the job, they don't hire anybody.
I will use self checkout, and because it's faster. I don't want to wait on some old person to be bagging my shit up.
I get that. I get that.
Look at. So, do you remember going to the store? They have those express out lanes, 10 items or less.
But nobody ever carried 10 items. They carry like 20 items.
Hey, look at. I've been in line and I've had 3 items, and I've seen people push carts full of shit. I said, "Oh, wait a minute, you're in the wrong line." I call them out.
You do?
I do.
I actually don't mind to wait. I like to shopping, so I like to spend the time.
I mean, if it's 10 items or less, it's 10 items. It's not 15. It's not 20. It's not 2 carts.
Sometimes they calculate the 15 different delis they get as one deli.
No. No.
As business owner, you want to make as much as you, so the less people you pay, the more you make.
I get what you're saying. But no.
Right? I mean, and this is just a debate. There's no right answer, right? If you do whatever, you do whatever.
No, there's a right answer. I'm right. Put the carts back. Put the carts back in the cart pickup place.
I feel it's a courtesy. I really do feel it's a courtesy. And a lot of time you can be the good person and do the courtesy, but if it's raining like crazy and thunder is going, I'm not pushing the metal car with me.
Val, what do I always say?
That you don't give a fuck?
I don't give a fuck. That's just what I do.
And I get it. Value is the correct way. It's the most just way. It's the most just way to do it. I mean, it's, you do your thing, you return your car. Most of the time, the car return is in the right place. I get that. But I'm saying in a different point of view. I'm playing devil's advocate here, right? You're removing someone's job because there's no need.
Okay.
Right? But obviously, return your car. It takes you 2 minutes, less than that. You spend more time taking a piss. I get it. I've
seen people park their car to the side of their cart return and still not put the cart back.
No, that's wrong. That's obviously wrong. You know that. That one's obvious wrong. I'm not talking about the obvious.
Yeah. Martin, put that car back. I don't give a fuck. When he drives away.
No. Martin, if you tell Martin, he'll probably like, huh? Fine, whatever.
No, he won't.
Yeah. No, he was just like, whatever.
And he's gonna keep walking.
He will get out of his car and aim the car right at the angle and go, there you go.
I will. But when I do put it in the cart return, I will literally push it so hard so that it pushes the other ones in a sequence to go.
Well, that's true. That's true.
That's a little game for me. Make it a game.
Oh well, I will tell you this much. I have called people out about putting their carts away, and if they don't do it, I grab that cart and I put it right in the back of their car, so they have to get out and move it.
That's asking for a fight.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Val can do that. Val's like, put them on glasses and put the stick out. What are you gonna do? But we can do that. Like, that's like asking for a fight. But I usually will take the car from the island.
I'll give you another thing. That bugs the shit out of me. You go to a sporting event and they do the national anthem.
Okay.
And they tell you, ladies and gentlemen, please kindly remove your hats.
Sure.
And I take my hat off and I look around and somebody taking their hat off, I'm calling them out.
What if they can't understand the language?
I go like this.
What if they're foreigners?
Then they nudge them. You explain to them.
No, what if they're foreigners? They have no reason to pledge it to your flag.
It's a sign of respect. It's a sign of respect.
What if they don't respect?
Then we got a problem.
They're just here to look at sports.
I'm just saying.
Like, if you're watching like I don't know, some sort of world game, right? Japan versus America. And a bunch of Japanese people not removed in your hat, you gotta have a problem.
Are you gonna have a problem if I don't do what's expected if I'm in Japan, not respecting theirs?
Like depend. Like, give me an example.
I don't know what they do in Japan. When they do the national anthem of Japan, do people stand straight? Do they take their hat off? Do they bow their head?
They'll get up, they'll stand up, but they're not necessarily will remove their hat because it's not custom.
Okay. What if I stayed sitting down?
They won't say anything.
Oh.
Because that respect is a freedom, right?
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
Tony, we're creating enemies right now.
When I go to another country, I respect their custom. I get that. And I get that. I'm not saying there's no exceptions. I'm saying that there's some exceptions. People who doesn't get it, people who doesn't necessarily care about the culture, or people who is against your culture. That might happen. Right? I mean, there are some. All right. So, I don't know if this will be correct example. Val, do you know how to use chopsticks?
I've tried, but no.
So if you go to Asia, I would say we use chopstick here. We don't use forks. Can I tell you not to use forks?
Can you tell me not to use forks if I'm in China?
Yeah. We're in China here. We don't use forks. Don't use forks. You're not gonna eat with two little sticks.
I'll eat with my fingers. Can I use my fingers?
Not polite. You gotta follow that custom. You gotta say, you know what?
You know what? I will try.
Right? Like what? Like our president, you say you go to another country, you respect the custom. The customs you use chopstick. Are you not gonna use fork?
I would try. I would try. I'd make an attempt.
Right. You'll make an attempt, but not necessarily. Like if they have a fork, you'll ask for a fork, right? So there's exceptions. Right? If you go eat Ethiopian food, they use their hands. But they have forks. You'll probably ask for forks.
Yeah, Filipinos eat with their hands too.
Right? India, they eat with their hands. So respect custom has a certain point of where you draw the lines. Like, I just can't. Again, that's playing devil's advocate. Obviously, it's not that strict, right? Going to places, you're on vacation, you should have fun. You should enjoy yourself, not create a problem for yourself. But like, respect custom has a certain level. Now, if it's a law, sure. If it's not the law, I think there's a leeway. The hands are for extra flavor. Yes. Especially the left hands. I can eat with my hands. I just not clean my backside with my hands. Now that's just India. I just think that there's always exceptions when it comes to courtesy versus requirement, right? Because they could have made it in the law. They can do that. They could do exactly what they do in the past. I don't know if you guys know this. Back in the days, there are some shops where the push cars that does not go outside their door. You'll lock up the moment you get out the door.
I saw that.
They no longer do that. They just hire people to come pick it up. Because I don't think they care so much about you parking in a further away place. They care about you take that home. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
Those cars are like thousands of dollars.
long as we don't have to use paper straws, I'm good.
Oh, I hate paper straws. I absolutely hate paper straws. And some places still use paper straws. Like when I went to Taiwan, the Starbucks used paper straw. It pisses the shit out of me. You expect me to drink this drink within 30 minutes. I hate that. Especially now they make a straw. They actually make the straw. Like right now you see a lot of plastic straw coming back. It's because those plastic straw actually break apart in a year. So you can actually, they will actually break apart now. Paper, not so much. If someone takes an ITS cigar, just step on it and put out, would you be okay with that? Well, I'm not going to be happy with it, but they bought it. It's theirs.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, imagine if I'm in a cigar lounge and just go pick up everybody who snuffed their cigars. Right? It's theirs. I mean, that's part of the none of my business kind of thing. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I won't be happy about it. I can tell you that. I won't be happy about it. Even if it's not my cigar, when somebody does that, it looks bad. I get annoyed by it. But it does not mean I'll go pick a fight. Right? They already bought it. Thank you for buying it. Too bad you didn't like it. You hate it that much, you gotta step on it. So it's okay to smoke cigarette in a lounge. So it's okay to smoke a cigarette in a lounge. Okay. Well, here's the thing, right? They actually have a sign to say do not smoke cigarette in the lounge.
I have had people ask in the lounge, do you mind if I light up a cigarette?
Now, if somebody asks, that's one thing, but when they ask, you really don't have that choice to say no. Especially if you're not the owner, right? Right? But it's different to have a signage, right?
I have told them, I was like, it really wouldn't, what did I say last time? I wouldn't mind since they were on the other side, but I don't think it would be okay for the smoking environment for other people.
Our president, I gotta disagree where you're saying they have signs to put your card back. No, they have signs where the card return is, but they don't say that you must return your card. They don't have that.
Yeah.
Seeing that.
They don't have a sign saying you must return your card.
It says, please return your card here or something like that.
Yeah. Right? But having a sign that says no cigarette smoking is different than please do not smoke cigarette. Because it's please do not smoke cigarette now is a courtesy. So a lot of things that we can do the right thing by having a courtesy. And sometimes a courtesy will go a long way, but it's a courtesy. In my opinion. We got 15 minutes. Can I get my wife's question in there? Probably not.
What question?
She asked me what justice is. What is justice?
That is
that's a really broad area.
Yeah.
Our president, even though yesterday I forgive my Asian friends, I actually do the good things, okay? I do the courtesy. Okay, so she asked me what justice is. I say, in a broad, really negative way, and don't hit me for this. I say, in a broad, negative way, justice is vengeance.
I agree with that. It's a way of vengeance for that person doing something bad.
Yeah, you get them back. That's justice served. So when she say what justice is, I say is when somebody has revenge for you. In a way that is written.
Yeah, someone has revenged for you. Yeah.
In a way that is written. So we have a law that punishes, right? A punish is a vengeance. So I say in a way, in a negative way, obviously there's got to be a positive way to explain this, but I think the easiest way is in a negative way is a vengeance. Okay, because she read the story and about how people who got in power eventually became villains. And I tell her that the story is telling you that in order to be powerful and do the things you want, sometimes you have to forsaken the others. Right? To save these, I must die. It's a lot of time that's what it is. And she didn't like the story, obviously. She's thinking that's a kind of like, in a very negative tone. And I told her, yeah, it is. But here's the thing, right? If they tell you to save the world, you must bomb this country and kill all these people. That's what it is. You had the power to do so, and sometimes you got to forsaken others in order to save the bunch. And thus, in their point of view, you are a villain. In that point of view, you are a hero.
Right.
Yeah, you sacrifice one to save the many.
Yeah. That's what I told her. I told her, like, so in the end, just is usually a vengeance, because to serve just, you need to punish the evil. And the evil sometimes don't see themselves as evil. And usually is like, okay, this person did this to me. I called the police arrest them, put them in jail. That's punishment. So somebody has vengeance for you and revenge the crime that has done on you. So it's vengeance. Now, I'm pretty sure our president here probably have a positive way to explain this, but that's how I explain. But if you guys have a better way to explain, I will gladly hear it. What is justice?
I agree with what you're saying.
Right? What is justice? There's no like, you did this for me and nothing happened to the end, and you go, that's justice. Right? Usually, a justice is served, someone has to be punished for it. There's got to be a loser to the game. Right? And when they come out of jail, they did their vengeance, which is totally wrong thing to do. They will think that their justice is served. Right? So, what is a positive way to explain justice? Pretty hard, right? That's a hard question. I was like, how do you get that out of a freaking comic?
A comic?
Yeah, she was reading like a manhwa, Chinese comic, or Korean comic. And she was reading one of those, and she came to me and talked to me about it. I was like, there's no good way to explain that, because that's the tone that the story is set. Is to tell you that a king is lonely because now he had to make decisions. In order to keep power, and the power, it means to serve the greater good, you need to sacrifice some. Right? There is no justice if there's no vengeance. Because you have done something, no matter what you do, right? No matter what you do, somebody's gotta see a negative side out of it, right? Because somebody wins, somebody loses.
Without being a bad guy.
Yeah. Because you can be the good guy. Okay, let's say you have a mass bomber, 17-year-old bomber. Let's say that's the case, right? You put him in jail, justice served, right?
No.
Well, it's a punishment. So he has been punished for whatever, lifetime sentence. Okay, people is gonna think that's the right thing to do because that's just, right? But the kid's mother is gonna think that's a negative thing to do. He just took away my kid. There's always two sides, right? He have done all the crimes, and it's like, it's proven, but to the mother's eyes, that's different. Right? I mean, if that was Martin's kid, Martin will do everything to hide this kid. He will build a underground bunker just to hide his kid.
True. I would not turn my kids in. I'd be like, fuck it. Where are we going? We're going to Mexico? We're going to Cuba?
Right? So, like, there's always two sides to that. You always got to find negative. And I was like, have you not watched Batman? What does Two-Face say? Either you're a villain or a hero long enough to become a villain. Obviously, my wife did not get that reference. She's like,
every good person has to be a bad person if you are putting someone away, or like if you're an officer, if you're a judge, you're always a hero, but you're also a villain in someone's eyes.
right, in someone's eyes. So yeah. President says, let me open my fortune cookie and see what justice is. That's a hard one, right? Justice.
I mean, you can be a firefighter and you can't save someone, and now you're a bad guy.
You arrived late, it's your fault. You didn't save somebody. You saved 9 people out of the 10. That one person will hate you.
Right.
Justice. Very hard. Very, very hard. Very hard. Then what about forgiveness? Forgiveness is still not justice. Forgiveness is a choice. Right? Isn't it? Forgiveness is a choice. You choose to forgo what's happened. But it does not mean justice is served. Right? I try not to go to that Charlie Kirk thing because I think that's where you're going with that, where the wife has forgive what's going on, but doesn't mean that justice served. They still want to charge the person, right? So just because you have been forgiven for your crime does not mean your crime disappears.
I think forgiveness is just being okay with the circumstances and having peace in your own heart to leave it alone.
They're not seeking vengeance, but it doesn't mean that someone else isn't gonna seek it. I don't know. It's a tough one. We live in a world where everything has 2 sides. So when she gave me that question, I was like, I don't know. Well, here's my explanation. And she goes, ask the Legion to see if anybody have a better explanation because the explanation sucks.
Called you out.
Because she's not happy with that ending of the story. She's like, there's got to be a better way. Right? So in the end of that story, the person had to, I think, get rid of his father, like undercut his father. I guess his father was like a kingpin or something like that in order to get into power so that he can do what he does. Then, then what about an eye for an eye? An eye for an eye is... An eye for an eye is literally, that's what it is. That's seeking vengeance.
That's vengeance, yeah.
Yeah.
Eye for an eye.
An eye is seeking vengeance. Right? So either you seek it or you don't. But we live in a world where you're not just related to one person. You are who you are because of people around you. Just because you're content does not mean your friends are content. Does not mean his families are content. You're not the only family, right? Could be cousins, aunts, mother, father, grandfather, whatever. Doesn't mean everybody's content with that forgiveness. So some people will still seek vengeance. Justice seems to be a more convenient word to use. Like that cigar I just smoked did not do me justice. But I choose to forgive Macanudo.
Tell you what, this Perdón was pretty damn good.
Well, Perdones are usually good. Perdones are usually good. See, Val, what I tell you about you, I always have a cigar left over at the end. You can smoke a small cigar, you'll still last all the way to the end.
God damn, Val.
This is a guys. If you haven't tried this cigar, you got to go out and get it. You got to go out and get it. It's the foundation. It's the Wise Man Maduro. This thing is good.
And let me ask you guys another question.
So,
Not related to what we're talking about. Would you guys be disappointed if I ever release a bundle? A long filler bundle. Meaning no box.
no.
If you want to be considered relevant in the cigar industry and you want to promote your product, you got to have a box.
I get that. What I was thinking, what I was considering is how do I create a cigar that I'll be happy with without all the expenses?
I think you get a connotation when you say a bundle. There's a connotation out there.
When I say bundle, meaning just no box. Ben cigar, the end.
I don't know. You could also put it in some
You could put it in a fresh pack.
some packing paper and just fucking come up with a name. Like the,
Well, when you have packaging, you're spending the money towards packaging.
No, I think when I hear the term bundle, I think of an inexpensive cigar.
Yeah, you think cheap.
Right, well, that was kind of the point, right? To make a cigar being affordable.
Yeah, no.
Mm.
I mean, no, don't get me wrong. There's a place for them. There is definitely a need and there's a place for bundles. Okay. You know, they help stretch your humidor. You're able to pass those cigars out to people that are visiting, that aren't really cigar smokers, but they want to be part of the group and participate and be like that. You know, Martin, you're gonna give them a Padron, you're gonna give them a bundle. They don't smoke. They smoke once or twice a year.
They ain't getting my Padron. Fuck that shit.
Absolutely. I'll give them a bundle before I give them.
Shit.
What I was thinking is that from how I see it, is majority of people who owns ITS doesn't really care about whether or not get a box. They care about getting five pack, 2-pack, whatever. So box is not necessarily the most important thing, but that adds to the cost.
I think no. It depends. Again, it depends on the extravagancy of the box. You want to give just a plain, simple box, I'm good with that. You want to get a nice, fancy box, it's definitely going to add to the cost. Well, that's, it is what it is. But I would prefer to get a box as opposed to a bundle.
Let me give you an example, right? Let's say the box costs $5. Right? So you added $5 to the complete cost of the box. Let's say 10 sticks.
It's negligible.
All right. Now you're adding 50 cents per cigar, correct?
Okay.
All right. So once it's Keystone, it's $10. Now you're adding $1 to cigar. Now $1 might not seem too crazy, but the difference between a $15 cigar and a $16 cigar sounds a lot. Compared to a $9 or $10 cigar, it doesn't sound as much, right? It depends on the point of view. That's why I was thinking. Is box necessary? Especially, everybody's asking for Connecticut. It's like, do we really have to dress up a Connecticut? Now, when you say paper, like the meat lover kind of paper stuff, I think actually that's more work.
Think so?
And it looks pretty ugly on the shelf once you take 2 sticks out of it. Just a thought, you know. Just a thought. But
All
when
right.
I say bundle, what I mean is it's not the quality of the cigar, right? I'm not saying to depreciate the quality of the cigar. I'm not saying to depreciate the quality of the product. I'm talking about, is box necessary?
All right. So
Are you?
I just asked ChatGPT if we come out with a bundle stick, we put it in like a 10-pack bundle thing. It gave me a couple names. So Shadow Cuts, In the Dark, or 10 in the Dark, the Black Bundle, the Daily Burn, Shadows Reserve. So, I mean, we could make it happen.
I'm just saying, like, you know, it's a consideration. I'm thinking. I probably was still thinking for a whole year or two, but
Yeah.
I think thinking is healthy. To put my focus in that kind of stuff is healthy. So, you know, asking opinions is one way to do it.
Smoker's Ration. I like that one.
335 I Roman. Whenever I see that name, I think of like BMW.
335.
So I don't know. I'm just like, you know, would you guys be like, you know, if it's Seattle Supposed Legion cigar, it should definitely have a box. But like, you know, and here's the thing, like if I was to make one box, it wouldn't be, I wouldn't make the same mistake as this time, like with the number box. It would just be the same wooden box. But that's cost.
I mean, still, like some butcher type paper and then slap a sticker on the outside and it's go in the 10-pack. And that's a good idea. I mean, it's still packaging, but it's a lot less. Wow.
Mm-hmm. It will just only suck for the people who collect the boxes. But if it's not numbered, it wouldn't matter that much. Because what I found this time is that a lot of people don't care about the numbers. I care, but a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
I care about the box, but it doesn't have to be a blingy box.
So you're thinking that we should still have a box, but it doesn't matter what the box is, so long as it's a box.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be as simple as, you know, like the plain wood box for this here.
That's still not plain. It's still painting and stickers on it.
I mean, it looks plain to me.
Inside is not.
Just got the logo on it.
But inside there's a whole top. Yeah.
It still looks, but yeah, but you know, you got Shadow Smokers Legion and then inside, boom. I would put like Shadow Smokers Legion, and then when you turn on the inside, then you got the logo.
I get that. It's just that I think that will cost the same, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But you know, it's just an idea. We'll revisit that in the future. Doesn't matter, right? So I'm pretty sure the next one is gonna be fun, again. If I ever do it. But I appreciate everybody today, because entertain me on those tough questions, because I know some people will get riled up with that questions, because I some people are now truly believe certain things. Your CT could call in the light.
In the light.
In the shadow, in the light. What about outside the shadow?
Yeah, I would say out of the shadows or from the shadows, something like that, or within the shadows, something like that.
So I'll do a go. It's all do a both thing. Yeah, we'll do like a voting on the name afterwards if I ever come up with it, and then in the process we'll vote on names and see which one is better. Right. So it's all doable. All right. So with that being said, it's 11:07. I think that is good for today.
You can call it in the carport.
In the carport. Does anybody remember what we're supposed to smoke next week, Saturday?
check.
Anybody remember?
I don't remember.
Damn it! I had to
Nope, I don't
revisit
have
some
it.
of the videos to figure out what's supposed to be next week.
I don't have it.
I don't remember what we're supposed to smoke next week. Next Saturday.
Yeah, I didn't write it. I didn't write it down. I
It's not
should
in my
have.
notes.
because we have few nights coming. I just can't remember what it is.
What's up, Jesse?
17 next week. Next week, Saturday. No, nothing. Anybody remember? Remind me on Wednesday, and we'll just remind everybody on Wednesday. I probably had to go back to the episode where we talk about which day we're doing what on that. So anybody remember what episode that is? Let me know. I'll go back and check it out. So we can remind everybody on Wednesday what we're supposed to smoke this week, because I feel like we had it decided already. I just don't remember exactly which one. Okay. So with that being said, that is it for tonight. I will see you guys Wednesday. If you don't remember what to smoke on Saturday, join us on Wednesday. We'll remind everybody. All right.
Yeah.
All
Good night, everybody.
All right, good night,
Remember
everybody.
one thing. Remember one thing. Put your carts back away.